Right, so push your speak button, but can you? But can you see anything up there that says my speak button is on? This.
Denise here? Or?
She's out of town. All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everybody doing this morning? Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to see everybody. Even Jim over there. How you doing, Jim? Yeah. Well, believe it or not, we are going to change our, the prelude to the meeting this morning, thanks to George for writing this. On Monday, February 28th, 2022, the governor of the state of Illinois announced that the state was lifting the indoor mask mandate. Its elimination is a result of the significant reduction in the number of COVID cases per capita, the hospitalization rate, increases in vaccination rate, advances in availability of medical treatment, the dedicated work of medical providers, and the spirit of the people of Illinois. For the past 23 months, in pursuit to Section 5 ILCS 120-7 of the Illinois Opens Meetings Act, the Board of Commissioners of the Forest Preserve District of Will County have been meeting by audio and/or video conference without the physical presence of a quorum at meetings. Based upon the statutory authority given to the office, which my fellow commissioners elected me to, I have determined that effective March 10th, 2022, it is practical and prudent to hold and conduct all meetings of the Forest Preserve District of Will County in person. The public will still be able to view the meetings via a WebEx link that will be posted at www.reconnectwithnature.org. About us, Board of Commissioners. The public is invited to comment or pose a question by email at publiccomment@fpdwc.org. At the public comments portion of the meeting, the email will be read into the record. And I now call the Forest Preserve District of Will County Board of Commissioners meeting on Thursday, March 10th, 2022 at 9:37 a.m. Our newest member, Saw Gazanford, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Brooks, would you have a few nice words to say for us?
Lord, we thank you for this Forest Preserve District of Will County and allowing our Board of Commissioners, directors, staff to be back together in person, where you have made a way for us on today, and we are grateful. We're grateful for this day, for this agenda, for this meeting. Now, Lord, we ask your blessings upon us as we go forward. In our Lord's name we pray. Amen.
I'd like to introduce our media this morning, Nick Ryer from the Farmers Weekly Review. Welcome, Nick. And our very own Cindy Kane from the Forest Preserve District of Will County. Micah Freeman, can we have a roll call, please?
Absolutely. I think it would be a lot easier today doing roll call. Kind of excited. Newquist.
Here.
Ogala. Here. Cook. Mustis. Here. Mitchell.
Here.
Tyson. Here. Gazenfer. Here. Trainier. Present. Fritz. Present. Mueller. Here. Gould. Balich. Here. Frizzalone. Here. Winfrey. Brooks. Here. Parker. Here. Ventura. Present. Coleman. Here. Markham. Here. Berkowitz. Here. Cowan. Here. Pretzel. Here. Weigel. Here. Freeman is present. Corlitis. Here. And President Van Dyne.
Present.
Twenty-three are present. 23.
23 are present. We do have a quorum. The presentation of certificate of mailing and certificate of publication has been signed and filed. Looking for a motion to approve the minutes of February 10th, 2022. Roll call, please.
Newquist. Yes. Ogala. Yes. Cook. Mustis. Mitchell. Tyson. Gothenfer. Trainier. Fritz. Mueller. Gould. Balich. Frizzalum. Winfrey. Brooks. Parker. Ventura. Coleman. Markham. Berkowitz. Cowan. Pretzel. Weigel. Freeman is a yes. Kurlitis. And President Van Dyne.
Yes.
That is so fast.
23-0, motion carries. Moving on, Treasurer's Report, Mr. Markham.
Good morning, everybody. Before I place the treasurer's report on file, I have a few brief comments. For revenues, the February 28th, 2022 operating statements indicate the district's corporate fund has collected $226,801 in total revenues, which includes approximately $129,900 in replacement taxes and nearly $65,181 in license and permit fees, while the remaining balance is attributable to other miscellaneous income. For expenditures, the district has incurred approximately $3.02 million of expenditures for the period ended February 28th, 2022. Of the total expenditures, approximately $1.4 million are personnel costs, while $1 million is attributed to the Hidden Oaks, Hidden Lakes purchase. The district has experienced a net operating loss of just over $2.79 million year to date, including the budgeted transfer to the OPEB Retiree Insurance Trust Fund. Unless there are any questions, I move to place the treasurer's report on file.
I have a motion by Markham, second by Trenier. Are there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion will carry. Just a reminder, for the folks that haven't been here, if you just hit your speaker button, the light will turn red up here, and then I'll be able to see that you're wanting to speak. So, Mr. Markham? Thank you. Are there any petitions from the public? See none. Finance Committee, Ms. Coleman?
Good morning.
Good morning.
So we have a motion to pass the schedule of bills for $610,878.03.
Motion by,
Second, Brock.
any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Is there anyone opposed? Motion carries.
All right, the next meeting date is Wednesday, April 6, 2022, immediately following the Operations Committee meeting, but no earlier than 8:45 a.m. at the Sugar Creek Administration Center at 17540 West Laraway Center in Joliet, Illinois. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Ralph to go over the budget.
Good morning, everyone. I wanted to point out one of the items which is in front of you today. It's your 2022 budget book. It does include a lot of information besides just the budget, and I wanted to just kind of page through those tabs with you and give you a sense of all of what's in there. In the first section, we talk about our mission and values. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on today as well. Then you have an organizational chart for those of you who have not seen that before. That's how the Forest Preserve District is organized, and it's you can see the titles in the different sections. Just for reference, the green boxes there indicate folks who are within our leadership team, and the blue boxes are just organizational sections or work groups underneath those individuals. Next, you have a listing of the capital improvement program. This is a listing that's all-inclusive of dollars that have been spent in your districts. So it's organized both in total and then also by each district. And so that section looks sort of like that. We will be updating this for those of you who are running for re-election in the fall, and we will be organizing it by those new districts. So this gives you a sense of where you sit today, and then we'll give you some new updated information as the months progress here. The next section is just an overview of our infrastructure maintenance and replacement program. And so that will give you a sense there. And then all of a sudden now you get into the real numbers with the corporate fund, C&D, our construction and development funds, other funds, which include bond funds, as well as debt service funds, various IT-related and vehicle replacement-related funds as well. You have the ordinances by which this budget was approved, and then you have the proposed levies. I know that was kind of quick. Take some time with it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to either me directly or our Director of Finance, Lisa Lukasevich. The other item I wanted to point out is some of you have a letter in front of you on Forest Preserve District letterhead from Lisa, and it is regarding a form that we're required, that our auditors are requiring each of you to fill out. Some of you have already done this, but we're just giving a kind of a gentle reminder to those who may not have gotten it done yet. And so we do not collect these. You have a stamped envelope. So please take some time, fill it out. It's just check boxes, should just take you a couple of minutes. Place that in the envelope and drop it in a mailbox. It gets mailed back to our auditors. That's all I had.
Thank you, Ralph. Questions, Jackie Trenier?
Yes, Ralph. I noted on the amount of money spent on land acquisition, 1930 to present, and the capital improvements. I just wondered if that, for district floor, included the purchase of Hidden Oaks.
I would have to check for, well, I will tell you really quick.
Okay. I can't whine and complain anymore because we now have a preserve in our district, but I do notice the disparity in the amount of dollars spent, and I know how much revenue we produce.
It actually does not include it, and that's because this report was written on December the 9th, and we closed a little bit later than that.
In
We just
January,
closed.
yeah. Thank you very much, Ralph.
Herb Brooks?
Ralph, I asked you this question in private, but I want to hear it publicly.
Uh-oh.
Even though the deadline is passed, you still want us to send it in?
Yes, that is
right.
correct. So the deadline is passed, but the auditors are still engaged
Okay.
in the audit, and they're
So
still
never
collecting.
mind that February 15th.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, you scared me there for a second.
No other questions? Okay.
I have a question about the budget. Are we going to be going over some of these changes in another meeting, or is this our chance to look at it? And because I've seen that there are some changes, like moving around, like land preservation had the employment changes, and then we had an HR, looks new, the new budget for that. So are we going to be going through this, or what's the plan?
Well, that budget was approved by you in November.
Okay, all right, so this is just the final printout of it?
That's the final
Got
printout,
it.
yes.
Okay.
But if you do have questions, feel free to ask.
Okay. Thank you. Let's move on to Operations Committee. Vice Chairwoman Sherry Newquist.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We don't have much. Number one, there was an award of contract in the amount of $38,078 to Curry Motors of Frankfort, Illinois, for purchase of one 2022 Ford Utility Police Interceptor AWD hybrid using the South Suburban Purchasing Cooperative Contract number 204, and I so move.
Moved by Newquist, second by Ventura. Previous roll, Mueller. Second, Cowan. Discussion, Jackie
Just
Trenier?
a question. I actually had been in touch with this vendor for a different unit of government and found that when you order the vehicle, well, they aren't even going to start making them until May, and they won't deliver for like another 10 months after that. I'm just kind of wondering where they're at with these police interceptors. Do they have it ready to deliver? Is that what's going on?
No, they don't. They're in production. So what we're doing is basically getting in line with the rest of the other entities that are also purchasing those.
So we won't be expending these funds until the vehicle is delivered, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Number 2, award of contract in the amount of $116,610 to Morrow Brothers Ford, Inc., Greenfield, Illinois, to purchase 3 2022 Ford F-150 pickup trucks utilizing the State of Illinois joint purchase contract. You can see the number there, and I so move.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And now I'll turn it over to Ralph, who has a report on our, to answer some of the questions on the Will County vehicle fleet.
So Commissioner Frizzalone asked a question at our Operations Committee with regard to the district's fleet and what the size of that fleet was. So we put together a quick report and dropped it into your board agenda today. There's a little bit of background on the vehicle replacement program, which was created back in 2004. The way that we fund our vehicle purchases is on a pro rata basis. So every year, our departments are transferring into this vehicle replacement fund dollars that build up over time so that when vehicles come due for replacement, we have those funds in place to do that. We currently have 54 on-road gasoline or diesel vehicles. That includes all of our civilian cars and trucks, as well as our police vehicles. We have 6 on-road hybrid vehicles. The last time you saw this, we had 0 hybrid vehicles. So we're moving to some more hybrids in our civilian vehicles, as well as some of our police vehicles. We have 26 riding mowers, 20 gators, 7 tractors of various sizes, 3 utility vehicles, a Polaris utility vehicle, a chipper, a snowmobile, and 3 all-terrain vehicles. We are in the process of updating that vehicle replacement program. Now that we have the civilian and police hybrid vehicles, we need to adjust the program and some of the replacement schedules accordingly, as well as looking back at some of our other, our historical replacement cycles for vehicles. So once we update that, we'll bring that back as a report to the Operations Committee, probably sometime later on this summer.
Questions, Judy Ogala?
I was just wondering, Ralph, why will there be a change in the replacement schedule due to that?
Well, we're doing a query through kind of the industry to see if there's a difference in the replacement schedule on a hybrid electric civilian vehicle versus a traditional gasoline vehicle. So we don't know if there is, and if there isn't, then there won't be a change necessarily to the replacement schedule. But if there is, right now, those vehicles are on an 11-year cycle. So we keep our vehicles, those vehicles, for 11 years. If we find out that that's been a 10-year cycle, or they're estimating it's a 10-year cycle, what we do is we then estimate it so that our pro rata share going in is based on 10 years. But when 10 years rolls around, it doesn't necessarily mean we replace it. If the vehicle is in good condition and its mileage is in below the replacement levels, then we recommend that we keep that vehicle for an additional year or 2 years or 3, or cycle it into perhaps a fleet vehicle.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Julie?
Thanks, Joe. Ralph, you kind of answered one of the questions I had. Who do you look to get the information on the longevity of these hybrid vehicles? Who's the source? And I imagine that's a work in progress right now.
Right. So it's both it's a mixture of national and local fleet managers. There's various professional organizations which they belong to, and they look at these replacement cycles and schedules. I think we're probably going to be hard pressed to find anything on hybrid replacements, because hybrids, although there have been hybrids around for that long, I don't know that they've been in vehicle fleets that long. So that's just something we've got to look into.
Are they leaning towards like maybe 11 years, or they really don't know at this time?
I don't know. We have not queried them at this time. They could very well have already made some recommendations.
Okay, one more question. Going back to the vehicle purchase of the hybrid, you said that it's in production, you don't have it yet. Is that price fixed? It will not go up? Let's say if the cost to produce the vehicle increases, is that a fixed cost?
It is a fixed cost.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions? No? Sherry?
Okay, then the next meeting date is Wednesday, April 6, 2022, at 8:30 a.m. at the Sugar Creek Administration Center, 17540 West Laraway Road, Joliet, Illinois. Thank you. That concludes.
Thank you. Ad hoc committee, Chairwoman Tyson?
Thank you, President Van Dyne. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Approval of the Forest Preserve District. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, President Van Dyne.
Good morning.
All the esteemed commissioners and present. Business. Number 1, approval of the Forest Preserve District of Will County 2022 State Legislative Work Plan and the extension of professional services contract with Brent Hazard Consulting. The committee recommended that we voted 4-0 that we accept the plan. Our next meeting date to be determined.
Chair Tyson, we actually need to take that vote in two. So we need to approve the legislative work plan and then approve this professional services contract.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay, we're voting on the work plan. Are there any discussion on that? I see none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Now we need to vote on the extension of professional services contract with Brent Hazard Consulting.
Any discussion?
I just had a question, and maybe I missed it in here, but I was looking at the legislative work plan. I didn't see a contract.
we use a typical professional services contract, a standard template document. We don't include the contracts in with those.
Do we know the
items.
amount?
$3,000 per month.
Okay, that wasn't anywhere in here, that's why I asked.
It's important. Rachel?
Me, oh, there we go. Is that typically what we've paid in the past?
Yes, we've been at that rate for about the last 7 years.
I'm guessing they don't turn on if we have more than 3 or 4 people wanting to speak. That's maybe why Julie had an issue. Yeah.
I don't know if we have that option to do that from now on.
I don't think so. All right, are there any other questions? Jackie, another question?
Yeah, I noted last year, this year, a much shorter legislative cycle. I mean, is there something that our consultant is doing in between legislative visits? You know, where they're introducing legislation? I just was curious.
Yeah, so we have throughout the year, what Brent is also doing is facilitating and coordinating meetings with the various state agencies for us and legislators from time to time here in our home districts when we want to have a conversation about a particular project or a particular idea that we have.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Next meeting date to be determined.
Thank you. We have no executive session this morning, so I will open it up to comments by the public.
There were none that came in.
Any comments from the public? Comments by the executive director. I had asked our executive director, Ralph Schultz, if he would mind, over the next few months, try to describe to us and remind us about the Forest Preserve's core principles. So I'll let him do that at this point.
Thank you, President Van Dyne. I am going to be speaking from another document that was placed in front of you called our 2021 Annual Report, Looking Forward. We've taken a different approach with this report than we have in the past. In the past, what we did was we gave you two documents, one which looked backwards and one which looked forwards. We decided that rather than have two things, we'll put them all together into one and give you a sense of what we do, what we've done in the past year, and what we're planning to do, a taste of what we're planning to do looking forward into the future. So I won't go through the entire report. I'm going to give you an overview. What President Van Dyne has asked is that each month we focus on a particular core principle of the Forest Preserve District. So today I'll give you an introduction to that, and we'll focus on just one area of the Forest Preserve District, but they're all in here. So if you'd like, feel free to look through that. So a few of the highlights from 2021 that we have, more than 1,060 acres of land were acquired, bringing us to a total of 22,985 acres. We are going to be over 23,000 acres. We have 3 pending closings that should be happening within the next few weeks. And so that number has already changed as well. We have a total of 39,300 people were served through our education, outreach, and public programs. Keep in mind, during 2021, we were still restricting attendance at our programs. We were not doing any indoor programs. These were outdoor programs. Some of them were Zoom programs or online programs and events that were, again, capacity restricted. So we think we did very well there as well. We have more than 383,000 followers across all of our social media platforms, which are Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. That's a big number, and it continues to grow, and it's very important to us because it's one of the main ways in which we communicate with the public, and the public communicates with us. We have almost 9,200 hours of volunteer service donated. That's the equivalent of about 6.5 full-time employees. So, and those were volunteers, again, program and capacity restricted, but we still logged those 9,200 hours. And we received more than $1.6 million in grants. That does not include partnership dollars like those that we received from the city of Lockport that we talked about last month. So that's just state and local grant dollars that are coming into the organization. So we look at, the Forest Preserve District protects and enhances Will County's natural and cultural resources for the benefit of current and future generations. You've heard about mission statements. That's our mission statement. It's short and it's sweet, and it's directed both at our natural and cultural resources, but also at people. And that's important to us because we are here to serve the people. So we protect the health and well-being of nature and the residents of Will County by conserving land in a complex of preserves, some of which are of the highest quality and have rare ecological values. We enhance our communities by restoring land back to its natural state as closely as possible and providing opportunities for people to engage with the outdoors through trails, fishing lakes, dog parks, and much more. And we benefit current and future generations by helping to keep air and water clean, by preventing floods to residential areas, and by providing an overall healthy ecosystem. So our guiding principles, there's 6 of them. We used to look at mission, goals, values, things of that nature, but we felt like there was something more than a goal and more than some of those value statements. And it really had to go down, it had to come back into what it was that we were doing and why we were doing it. So the first one is staying true to our purpose. That's our mission statement. That's the doing what we do and what we were supposed to do by state statute and by direction from you. It's being good stewards to the lands that are protected by the citizens of Will County through their Forest Preserve District. We connect people in nature. That goes all the way back to our enabling statutes, which is to say that we're supposed to be doing this for the people, for the enjoyment of the public. We focus on wellness. We want people to get out into nature. There's a lot of mental and physical benefits to being in nature. We know that. The studies tell us that. We want to encourage that. We also want to continue to work with others. It's very important for us to be a part of every community in Will County that we have forest preserves in and those that we don't have forest preserves in. But we want to continue to build partnerships across the county. We also want to promote sustainability in our organization from a financial and an organizational standpoint, as well as sustainability of the forest preserve systems and the things that we've gone on to protect, the lands that we've gone on to protect. I talked a little bit about the value that we place on people and nature and the understanding that we are here to serve the people of Will County and provide a particular service. So we look at our engagement with individuals across a continuum. It begins with an awareness that there is a forest preserve district. This is with a visitor, that there's something out there. It moves on to curiosity where they're learning more about us. Maybe they're on our website. Maybe they're they see a social media post, but there's something about it and they want to learn a little bit more. It moves on to a connection where now maybe they've liked us on Facebook or they're following us on Twitter. And so they're engaging. The next stage would be engaging with us, understanding the value of their preserves. They're in them, they're utilizing them. Maybe they have a dog, they're in a dog park, they're on a trail, they're visiting our programs with their families and their children or individually. And then lastly is advocacy. And those are the people, those are like those 9,200 hours of volunteer support. Those are the people who are coming out and giving of their time, talent, and treasure to the Forest Preserve District, helping us to build the system of forest preserves and protect the environment in the way that we do. So staying true to our purpose. This is the first guiding principle that we have and the only one I'm going to focus on today. And I know I've been talking a little bit, but staying true to our purpose. As the Forest Preserve has evolved over the past century, we've witnessed many changes in the landscape and the built environment. All of you have seen the same things we've seen. What remains unchanged, however, is our commitment to our mission. We understand what that is and what our purpose is. So land acquisition is a very important part of that mission, preserving lands for the public, for current and future generations. There were some significant advancements in 2021. We purchased the Hidden Oaks Nature Center. Actually, we purchased it this year, but we agreed to it in the fall of last year, which is an addition to our 249-acre Wallen Lake Preserve. A bridge connects those two, and we've talked about that project in the past. We also, through 3 separate acquisitions, acquired a new site in Jackson Creek Greenway between the villages of Manhattan and New Lenox. Part of building a greenway along Jackson Creek to connect the villages of Frankfort, New Lenox, and Manhattan. And then lastly, in a project which Brent Hassert helped us out on, was the transfer of about 473 acres at the Thorn Creek Woods Nature Preserve from the state to the Forest Preserve. Why was that important? Because it was already protected by the state, but because it was owned by the state, they couldn't apply for their own funds to manage the site. Now that we're in control of it, we actually have access to those IDNR grant funds that are restricted from IDNR to actually do some more land management on that very significant site. Altogether, with the Forest Preserve District, our federal, our local, and our state partners, approximately 10% of the county is set aside as open space. Now that's park district sites, park sites, municipal sites, forest preserve sites, state parks, and Midewin National Tallgrass Prairie. So that's pretty significant. Connecting people with nature, making it available to them is also important to us. So we embarked on a number of enhancements over the course of the year. We removed the Hamel-Woods Dam in the DuPage River, which has a significant ecological effect, benefit on the river itself, but just as importantly, it made the river safer for the people who are using it, both the fishermen, canoeists, tubers, kayakers, people who are on the river. We made a safe access and accessible access for people to gain access into the river. We also completed improvements at the Isle of Lakash Museum, exterior improvements both from an educational and interpretive standpoint that were funded by a state public museum grant, as well as some other site improvements, installing a very large visitor or a shelter there to enhance the site and also bring people into the site a little bit more for group events. We've completed the Black Road Trail Connection project, which was a project 20 years in the making, and in 2021 we actually kind of finished it off. And that, again, was important, connecting the DuPage River Trail System and the Rock Run Trail System, ultimately, one day, connecting people from Naperville and Bolingbrook through the DuPage River System, Plainfield, Channahon, all the way down to the I&M Canal State Trail and the Kankakee River, if they so chose to go that far. So, again, a big goal of the Forest Preserve a number of years ago was how to build a regional trail network crisscrossing the county, connecting all of our local communities and connecting some of our open spaces, and we're making progress on that. We also made improvements at the Plum Creek Nature Center, as well as at Moni Reservoir, so 3 of our visitor centers. And then this is the looking forward part. So this is the part of where we see ourselves in 2022 and maybe even bleeding over a little bit into 2023. What we want to do is continue to prioritize our investments and maximize equitable opportunities to all communities. There's a lot of words there, but what that basically means is that we want to make sure that we're making investments in every community that we can throughout the county, so that we're not concentrating all of the Forest Preserve's capital dollars or land acquisition dollars is in one particular area, but that we're understanding that we all live in different areas, and so we want to make that available to everybody. We want to maintain or exceed a ratio of 1 acre of forest preserve property per every 30 Will County residents. We want to enhance, expand, and improve the regional and local trail systems and maintain or exceed a ratio of 1 mile of trail per 5,500 residents. We will break ground on improvements at Lake Shaman Wood Preserve, expanding the parking lot and connecting the internal trail system to the I&M Canal Trail System, all a part of that larger vision of the DuPage River Trail System, which will end at Lake Shaman Wood. We want to initiate development of the Veterans Memorial Trail, linking the Spring Creek Greenway Trail to the 159th Street Bikeway. This will form the western leg of what we envision as a looping trail system through Homer Township, utilizing the 159th Street, Spring Creek Greenway, the Veterans Memorial, and the Veterans Memorial Trail. And we'll get that done sometime in the future. We'll continue fabrication and installation of new exhibit features at our Four Rivers Environmental Education Center in Channahon. The work is progressing quite nicely, and we hope to have an unveiling with a program that we call Pelican Watch in September. So it'll be a grand reopening of sorts of the Four Rivers Environmental Education Center. And then we'll open the recently acquired Hidden Oaks Nature Center later this summer in July with a suite of programs and some plans for the future there. So that's a little bit about staying true to the purpose, about connecting people to land, about land preservation, and doing those activities. Over the course, again, of the next several months, we'll dive in a little bit more deeply on some of those other core values. And really, it comes back to protecting and enhancing Will County's natural and cultural resources for the benefit of current and future generations. So that's it for me, but I also wanted to let you have an opportunity to hear about an important partnership that we have entered into with some of our local partners, and I've asked Tracy Chapman, our Deputy Director, to tell you about those.
Morning. After several teen suicides in Will County, the Naperville Park District Police Department took the initiative to create a suicide disruption campaign. The Park District is partnering with Forest Preserve Districts of Will County and DuPage County, the City of Naperville, and Linden Oaks Behavioral Health Center. A disruption campaign is intended to make someone with suicidal ideations stop for even a second and get help, postpone long enough to change their mind, or interrupt these ideations. The campaign includes public awareness through social media and news outlets, signage at recurring preserves, and providing information for those in need. Signs, like the one on the screen, stating Operation Disrupt, will include suicide prevention phone numbers, websites, and crisis text lines. The signs will also say that the area is patrolled by local police. All these messages are created to disrupt the spur-of-the-moment thoughts of suicide in the hopes that this disruption will delay the thoughts long enough for the person to seek or receive help. Signage will be posted at preserves and park districts with past suicides or attempts in isolated areas where attempts might occur. Deputy Chief Barrios is attending a suicide awareness training tonight. The class is designed to increase public awareness of suicide and improve one's ability to identify and refer those at risk for suicide to available resources. Several officers have also attended crisis intervention team trainings. These programs are designed to train officers to identify signs and symptoms of mental illness, de-escalate situations involving individuals who appear to have a mental illness, and connect that person in crisis to treatment. The partnership among these departments is designed to disrupt suicide ideations and connect people in crisis with available resources. So the signs are in production now. They haven't gone up yet, but we'll be putting them in, like we said, the areas that where past suicides or transport for attempts have occurred. I believe Naperville Park District Police Department has contacted the high schools in the Naperville area, and Linden Oaks has also contacted high schools that are kind of in their outreach area. We did a public release in the newspapers to kind of get that information out.
Thank you both. We'll refer to questions or comments now. Jackie?
I just want to follow up with a question for Tracy. You mentioned the Naperville area. A number of residents in Bolingbrook attend Naperville schools, and so I don't know if there's some way you can reach out to the Bolingbrook Park District or the Bolingbrook Police Department, bring them in on this, but it's the northwest side, basically where Margaret lives, that is a part of the Neuqua Valley school system. And then my question for Ralph, when is the bait shop going to be ready? I forgot.
The bait shop is supposed to be under construction here within the next 4 to 6 weeks. And hopefully, our hope is that it gets opened up by July, August timeframe. Everything's dependent. Of course, this is, the supply stuff. It's a prefabricated structure, so it comes in pieces and then they assemble it. So we just our contractor needs to coordinate with the delivery of that.
Raquel?
Hi. Oh, okay, everybody can hear me. Raquel lives in both the Neuqua Valley area as well as the Plainfield School District. So I guess where this is going, because everybody's going to be hitting the button asking the same thing. we just need to just make this more, get more park districts involved. We know that in our, and Rachel can attest to this, we discussed this in our public health meeting. So this is exactly, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, it's exactly what we've been looking for. So what can we do to get more park districts involved? And I am physically willing to go to other park districts and implore them to implement the same program on behalf of what you guys are doing here.
Thank you, Commissioner. Right now, it just started with the Naperville Park District. They just got this campaign rolling. So I think the bigger picture is to include all of the park districts in Will County and to branch out to the school districts and have signage at all of the properties. But again, it just started now, so it's, you know, slow steps of getting the signage put up wherever we can and getting the message out. I know that some of the schools, after the teen suicides occurred, they are talking about it in the schools, but yeah, the message has to keep being spread.
Have they been in, I guess my question is, and I understand that this is probably a slower process and I'm making it out to be, but maybe not. So have other park districts been informed that this actually exists? Because I'm just finding out about it now and, you know, I'm
The
on the
press
front.
release just came out February 24th, so we're just getting the ball rolling. So yeah, I believe we're gonna reach out to all the park districts. We have IPLE, which is the Illinois Park Law Enforcement Association, and so that'll come out at the next meeting, and so then I'll get all the other park districts and forest preserves involved as well.
Okay.
I know that the Naperville Park District, they just reached out to people that they already have partnerships with, and so that was like the base starting point of getting the ball rolling.
And who's the contact? Is it Naperville Park District or is it you guys?
Chief Schindelbeck from the Naperville Park District Police Department is the one that started it. For our portion of it, it'll be myself or Deputy Chief Barrios. But right now, we need to get the signs made, we need to get them put up in the preserves and keep it moving, keep getting the word out and letting everybody know that there's help available.
Meta?
If we do come across in our flashing green, I'll just talk really loud. If we come across another park district area that would like to get involved, is there a contact person with that the officer hook up, or, I mean, if they're interested in learning more about getting involved, where should we direct them?
If it's easier for you guys, they can contact me.
Okay.
And then we can include them in the conversation.
Saad?
Hi, this is for Mr. Schultz. Regarding the Hidden Oaks and Bolingbrook, so is there any enhancements that you're doing before opening to the public, or anything substantial change from its current form?
Not prior to opening. So prior to opening, what we're doing is we're still transitioning the park district out. Right now, they're running a preschool program in 2 of the rooms. That will go through the month of May, so we don't really want to kind of get in, you know, get too mixed up with that. We're just basically doing some cleanup around the site. We're changing some of the signage just to identify us, the Forest Reserve District. But over the course of the next couple of months, we're going to be presenting you with a couple of different professional service contracts. One for exhibit design and one for some structural improvements that we need to make, some adjustments to the structure itself. So it will take us some time. I would say you wouldn't see really any physical changes out there, probably for 12 to 24 months.
Good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Julie, Rachel, then Jackie. Hi, Julie.
Hi, thanks, Joe. So I had one recommendation for the Operation Disrupt is to reach out to the athletic organizations that use the parks. That would include not only sporting, but boating, archery, and you'd also be reaching the families and the parents of those individuals. So, and a lot of those organizations, they'll have siblings of various ages, so it's a great way to get this information out into the community. So I would incorporate that in some of the contacts you reach out to.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rachel?
Yeah, I have a couple things. So I want to applaud your decision to jump on this when the opportunity presented itself. and it sounds like everyone does want to roll this out. So to Ralph, can we help, like, speed that up by maybe creating some intergovernment agreements and presenting them to all of the park districts at once and asking them? And to that, is there a cost associated with it if we are paying for some of the signs? Maybe that will help. If we order a bunch in bulk, the price might be cheaper, and if we're all doing it shared, so maybe that would help get everybody on board at once and get the signs all rolled out. I mean, Nathanville might be mad that we're kind of hijacking their plan, but it's for a good cause and a good reason.
I think the only cost involved would be the signage and then training. We want to make sure that we're training the officers and even other district staff when they're in the preserves to recognize the signs of maybe a suicidal person and what to say to them to get help. So I think that's the only cost associated would be that. And I don't feel like anybody would think that we're hijacking anything. It's a very joint effort started by the park district. One of the park district officers was a neighbor to one of the teen suicide victims, so I'm very passionate about the subject. And so I think it's just a team work now and just getting the ball moving and getting the signs out there and making sure that there's information for everybody.
I mean, I definitely think that's one of the advantages of being the Forest Preserve or the county is that we overlap all these areas. So if, we help start driving that ship by doing something like an in-government agreement and even putting some dollars behind the training or signage, then it can become a reality a lot quicker for everybody.
Right.
Okay, so my other questions are to Ralph, and I got two for Joe. So thank you so much. I love coming to the in-person meetings when we get all of our goodies from the Forest Preserve. There's never a meeting that goes by, it seems like, where we don't have something on our desk. So one of my questions about the looking forward is in, I don't know, was it 2018, 2019, we passed the capital plan and it had a number of projects. And is there a way to get like an update on where we stand on those projects moving forward, and so that we can kind of just see what's still left out there? I know there's some hiccups to some of those projects, and then others have moved forward already.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. What we'll do is we can put together a report and we'll route it through the operations committee, and we'll put something together for April.
Perfect. And then to Joe, I had a conversation with Joe about possibly changing the committee dates. So I don't know if anyone else is interested in that, but now that we're in person, it might be easier to try and streamline just a couple of days off instead of the multitude. So I don't know what the other committee people are feeling, but I was suggesting move it to a Thursday before the first executive as opposed to that Wednesday, since several of us don't come in for the diversity and inclusion meeting, but many of us are here on that Thursday. So if anyone else has feedback to that, I guess they can tell Joe and maybe the staff. But the question I have for Joe is public comment. So when we first went in person on Tuesday, I think, there was somebody on the line who wanted to give public comment, but it was our first time in person and we didn't allow it. They had not sent an email. So what is the Forest Preserve? Are we going to continue to allow people to call in or be on the WebEx and still give public comment at the end of the meeting, or is it strictly email and in person?
That had just came up, and I was going to talk, and we're starting the conversation with Speaker, and the Forest Preserve always wants to follow the lead of the county to keep everything the same. So that decision has not been officially made yet.
Okay.
If you have any ideas or if you have a comment about that, I would say either reach out to Speaker Cowan or myself, and we can kind of take a straw poll.
Well, I'll just put out there, and then everyone else can, I guess, tell them what they think after the meeting. But the more times we have engagement with the public, I think it's better. So I understand that we won't be able to comment from home on a WebEx, but I don't see any reason why, now that we have the technology, someone at home couldn't call in and be able to give their comments. I think it just is a little more convenient. So I don't know if there's a legal problem to that, but that would be my preference. Thanks.
Duly noted, and we'll check with our attorney, George Mahoney, too. Jackie?
Ralph, I forgot to ask about one other thing.
Hey.
You know what it is, don't you?
No.
The path on Weber Road? Pretty please?
Yes. So we've done a feasibility study, and we are looking for some assistance with some funding for Phase 1 engineering. So we know what that Phase 1 engineering costs are, and so we're looking for opportunities to find some funds. But it's on our board.
Well, I know we're not District 7 or District 6.
Right.
But we really do appreciate your attention.
Thank you.
Mike,
Is that on?
you're on.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment about the scheduling. We had talked about this before. Rachel, I understand where you're trying to go, but I think that it's convenient for the people that are on executive committee if we do it before the first executive committee, but it's not convenient necessarily for anybody else. But I still suggest we do our committee meetings before this meeting. We can do the committee meetings for the next month before this meeting. You know, we'd have to play a little catch up there and have an extra meeting in. But that way, we're all here. Everybody's on some committee, one of the two committees generally. So, and everybody can listen to the committee meetings. It'll make this meeting go faster the following month. But, you know, maybe we have to start a half hour earlier or an hour earlier, 8:30. I don't know how that affects everybody, but we're all here anyway. So for this meeting, doing it the week before, not everybody's here because it's executive committee. So just another suggestion. And I think that would cut down on the time in and out. And certainly if we're doing stuff for next month, gives us time to think about it before that next meeting. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, any other questions or comments for our executive director or deputy? No? Micah? Okay. Let's, well, all right, we're going to move to comments by commissioners, and I have Annette in the queue, so I'll allow her to go first.
Thank you, Joe. Wanted to talk to everyone here since we're all together. A very good friend of mine attends St. Peter and Paul Ukrainian Church in Palis. I work with her in Lockport, and she came to me asking for help for donations to Ukraine. I spoke with Mimi, and she agreed. I asked if we could all do this together as a board. Mimi thought it was a good idea. She agreed, and she created a fabulous flyer that she'll be sending out. The city of Lockport has agreed to allow their city hall gymnasium to be used for donations. So there's two things that I'm asking if you guys could help out with. One, you can help spread the word and just let people know of the donation drop off in Lockport. Or if you want to take it a step further, you can set up your own donation drop in your district, spread the word. You would become the point person. You would be responsible for getting all the donations to Lockport. Once they're there, Donna, my friend, will get them all to the church in Palis. So I'd appreciate your help. On the flyer that Mimi created, there's some specific donation items that they're requesting, small items, you know, bandages and, you know, no clothes, no water. They're looking for medicine and things like that. So any help is appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Annette. Micah?
Good morning.
I am curious if you could give us, Ralph, an update on the Smithsonian exhibit?
Go ahead. I turn.
Morning with some data on there, but I did not read it yet. So I would like to give you one, but I'm not prepared to.
And the second thing is, I have heard talk of there being a tour of all of the forest preserves that you used to do, and we haven't been able to do that. And if you could set something up for that, I would really be interested in taking a tour of the forest preserves.
Okay, so I do, yes. So I do a tour of the forest preserves. I break this county up into 2 or 3 parts. We do it on a Saturday morning over a course of, you know, a few Saturdays. You can pick or choose if you're interested in the northern Will County, southwestern Will County, eastern Will County. We can do that. I'm more than happy to set those up. And what I typically like to do is start around May and pick some dates in May. And then what I'll do is I'll set it up, and those who can attend, just let me know. And then that tells me how big of a vehicle I need to get.
That sounds very exciting. Thank
Okay.
you.
Meta, are you still,
Yes, I am.
Meta, Mimi, then Margaret?
My commissioner comment today is, everybody notice on your desk, you have a Bringing Nature Home Native Plant Sale postcard. This is from the Nature Foundation, which supports the forest preserves, and they have we, I should say, not they, because I'm on the board. So is Rachel and Don. I don't see Don. But they have their native plant sale, which they've been doing online since the pandemic started, and they've had really great luck with. You can find lots of great options for native plants for your yard. They set up little packages, so if you don't know what to buy and you just want to be like filling up a 10 by 10 spot, you can find a little package on there that will talk to you about your soil and things like that and what works for your yard. So I hope you'll all take advantage of the sale and support your nature foundation. Thanks. Oh, and you can volunteer as well. There's information on here. We need help all the time with, executing these projects and getting stuff to people's cars and things like that. Thanks.
And just adding to that, that online sale goes live April 1st.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Set an alarm, because you'll miss it, and it'll all be gone.
Thank you, Meta.
You just give me your list.
Mimi?
Two quick things to follow up on what Annette said. I will send out the flyer that I made after executive committee today for the donations for Ukraine. And so you've three options. You can not participate at all, obviously, but we would love it if you would either share the flyer that I'm going to send out. I have both like something that is printable in color, like a full-size flyer sheet that you could put up around town or hand out. I also have social media posts that you can put up. If you want to host your own collection event and you want me to adjust a flyer to make it personalized for you, I'm willing to donate that time to do that. So email me with when and where you'll have your event and your contact information, and I can make you your own personalized flyer if you'd like to do that. But if you don't have time or can't do your own pickup, drop off, please, if you can, just share for the general drop off at Lockport thing. And my second thing, since we're all here in this room, next Friday we'll have our full county board meeting. Next Thursday we'll have our full county board meeting. Gonna screw everybody up. And if you were elected in the last election and didn't get pictures taken, or if you want to invite family to reconstruct your swearing in and do some pictures of something, just let Beth and Nick know, and we can set up to do that next Thursday at the meeting, before or after the meeting as well. And I think that's all I have today. Thanks.
Margaret?
Yeah, I know. What is this? I am going to say that Jackson Creek is in District 6, and I'm going to say that, Thorn Creek is definitely District 1. Yeah, right? They all sort of, there's a few that come together right in that New Lenox area. Yeah, right?
All right, any other comments by commissioners? Seeing none. And I'm sorry? Saul, go ahead.
Just that there are some donuts in the lunchroom or breakfast room for everybody. County board office.
Yeah. Yeah. On your way to executive committee, which we are late, and I apologize, and that's to piggyback on Mike's comments and Rachel, we probably should really consider changing the time of our meeting so we can make sure that everybody else can start on time as well. So on your way to executive committee after this, stop by. There's plenty of treats in the county board office there. One appointment, I just want to acknowledge that our new member, Saw Gazanfer, is going to be placed on Operations Committee and in place of Amanda Cook. So welcome, Saw, on your new committee. So,
And I just wanted to just correct myself there. Commissioner Tyson, Jackson Creek is in District 2.
We have no awards, so I would entertain a motion to adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed?